North Mountain Bike Trails are just on the north flanks of Darrington, Washington. And it's a 3,000-foot hill that is pretty unassuming compared to the rocky peaks around it, but it houses a really cool elevation range of trails usable year-round and provide the canvas for really fun bike trails. The North Mountain Bike Trails were born out of the Oso Landslide. And the Oso Landslide eventually brought in a lot of resources for the town of Darrington. And with that, there was a group of us that wanted to make sure that something towards recreation came of that. I'm Skye Schillhammer, and I'm a mountain bike photographer. I grew up in Darrington, Washington. Knowing how exciting it is and how great it can be for kids to get into it, I push that we figure out a way to get bike trails. And North Mountain is less than a mile away from town, so kids can access it.
I live like right in the middle of town by the old school park, so I can just ride up here anytime I want, as long as I don't have basketball practice or anything like that. My name is Cassius. I'm 13 years old.
I'm Keegan. I'm 14 years old. I think what got me into mountain biking was when I first met Cash. I was like, dude, that's a cool bike. And he was like, there's this thing called mountain biking, and he took me up one day, because this isn't even my bike, I don't own one.
It's my dad's bike.
So he took me up one time, and I was like, I just fell in love with it the first trail I hit. I was like, dude, we're doing this like every weekend.
Along with the landslide came the birth of Glacier Peak Institute, which was founded by one of my good friends, Oak Rankin. I've known him my entire life, and his message and goal is to get kids in Darrington outside and appreciating the land that's around them. And Glacier Peak was instrumental in writing the grants and allocating the funds for the mountain bike trails.
My favorite thing about GPI is I'm pretty sure it's all free. The first time I was with Glacier Peak Institute, I don't know, something about just riding and being free on the trails, doing whatever.
After living my entire life in Darrington as a mountain biker and not having a single trail there or a single other bike there ever for 25 years, it was incredible to drive into town and see mountain bikes on trucks and cars and kids out on the trails loving it. I still can't believe it, really.
All you see is just truck after truck with mountain bikes in the back of them. And I think that's really cool.
The trails on North Mountain are some of the best in the world. It's not an exaggeration. I'm not saying it because I grew up there. I know people that have ridden all across the globe, literally raced across the world, and they come back to Darrington and go, I've never ridden trails better than that.
It just changes everything, you know? Like, if you just living in Darrington's cool, but like having like one of the most top-rated trails like in your back door, that's awesome. It's like I just come out here whenever I want and just ride.
It feels like freedom.